are live.
Ooh, hey.
Hey there, Matt.
Oh, you know what?
What's that? Uh-oh. See you later. Okay, that's it.
Stream's over. Hold on. Bye.
Chris is disgusted with this whole situation.
I had it with this thing right here.
So I hope everyone is doing well. We're getting some snow, which is a rare thing. We're kind of sleet, I guess. Yeah, like freezing rain kind of stuff.
Better way to say it. Yeah, 'cause no one can hear me what I'm saying.
Off mic, Chris is tearing this weather apart.
There we go. All right. I'm back.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's freezing rain.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, freezing rain. So yeah, kind of rare for this part of the country, but everything's really cold right now.
Not that rare for the north part of the.
Oh yeah, there's
country
they're
over
skiing
on
like Nagano, all that northern part.
Over on the Sea of Japan coast. Apparently around like Tottori, they're getting like buckets of snow.
Oh,
Which is
really?
an official measurement. Yeah.
Oh, buckets.
Yeah, buckets.
Must be an old Japanese unit. All right. But hey, Abyss, how's it going?
There we go.
So we have a villain. So they're putting so Kyle was Kyle is the scapegoat, right?
Yep.
But the villain, we know who the villain is now.
Oh, do we?
Yes. So it was revealed, or some YouTubers have been with their leaks and their sources.
Would I absolutely believe them?
So
sure.
a non-player and I think only like video game, like mobile game background. So Chris Cow is the enemy. Yes. Because this was his idea. Like this was his idea to like it's going to be all digital. There's like people kind of track down all of his little statements and things that he's been saying, and then there's been leaks that said he is the one that is like saying this is the plan. They basically turned it over to him and he says this is the plan. One D&D is all digital. Get everybody on there. Sign, get OGLs that limit competition, that take it out. And we'll talk a little bit about that. How they're trying to limit their competition for their digital platform.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So if you get frustrated with the whole OGL thing, you can look at the sky, clench your fists, and yell, "Cow!"
All right, I'll make sure to do that. Then, yeah.
It was hard to find anything about him though, because everybody else with that last name is a Chinese doctor. So.
My whole thing is like the people who piece all this together. Where do they have the time to do that? Right? Like
they're YouTubers, so yeah. Content creators, but it's people though. The people that are talking are people that are unhappy with this, and there have actually been leaks that have said we found out just before you did about what this plan was, what the OGL looked like.
As someone who works for a shitty company, and if someone happened to be listening, the company's not shitty, right? Like the number of times I've had to say, "Bro, you heard it." Like instructors was like, "You heard it first, right?" Or we literally heard it before you, and. Yeah, like maybe the analogy stops there, but it's like talking to instructors like, I get it. I understand you're kind of frustrated. This sucks. Go ahead and vent.
Yeah.
I have no power to change any of this, right? Wasn't my decision. Didn't even know it was happening. So go for it. Nothing I can do.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's a bad situation because not only they're alienating their third-party developers, but also employees, like people that are actually working on the game. They're just like they're getting all this stuff and be like, what people? You're ruining the brand, and I'm trying to make the brand.
Right, I got you. No, okay, right. If you actually like the game, then yeah, it sucks that someone's coming in and kind of ruining it, or it's being ruined, right? But I don't know. Like my social media thing is like. People are still caping for WotC and the DMs Guild, and it's like they only take 20%. Like, bro, only take 20%, and then on top of that, like Drive-Thru RPG takes 30%. So yes, out of all the sales, you're getting 50%, and shouldn't that be enough, right?
Yeah.
But like, the reason I shouldn't that really be enough, right? Like, oh man, yeah. Us big bad indies saying you should switch to another platform that doesn't fucking gouge you. Yeah, how dare we? Anyway, the reason I brought that up, or the reason I thought of it, is because. Okay, maybe they are alienating some third-party publishers, right? It seems like people are still going to make content for them, right? So even if all the in-house designers just... Okay, maybe not entirely, but if all the in-house designers left, I think D&D would not collapse because of the amount of people who are still making content for it and would still put it up on DM's Guild, right? They could probably still, well, no, I don't know. That wouldn't be enough because that's only people who are kind of already into the hobby, right? What about like
new releases and new worlds and stuff. Yeah.
But like there would not be physical products in there. But the way you're talking about it, are there going to be physical products?
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know.
Or maybe there will be at a premium. Yeah, they'll just totally.
It'll just be like a box with a slip of paper.
Yeah.
With a link to the DMs Guild, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I wasn't really paying attention for the transition to 4th edition. I was kind of out of it. So I don't know what happened, if there are people that tried it or people completely rejected it. But I have a feeling that for this one D&D, there are going to be people that I'm never going to, and then quietly.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I'll subscribe, but I'm not going to tell anybody that I'm.
There definitely is.
They're getting all my dirty money.
Or it's kind of like all these calls, not all these calls, but a couple things like boycott WotC, right? And the joke is kind of like, you're still going to watch the new CR show, right?
Yeah.
You're still going to play it, right? There was a recent call. It's like, yes, okay, don't buy any new books, but pitch us your best 5e anthologies. And it's like, and anything and everything to boycott this company, so long as it doesn't affect you and what you do, right?
Right.
That's not a boycott.
Yeah, and the boycott for the movie, it's like we still got a ways. I think the boycott's going to lose a little momentum before the movie.
Why would you hurt these fantastic actors, right?
Yes.
Okay, boycott Hasbro and WotC, but still go see the movie. Let's reward Chris Pine and all the people. And I was like, they already fucking got paid, right?
I saw a headline with Chris Pine's character's first name in the movie, and I'd never heard it before, and it's spelled edging without a G. And maybe you pronounce it Edgin, but it's pronounced Edgin without a G. Nobody vetted that. Nobody said Edgin might not.
This is why you need to have like fucking freaks. Any kind of big company needs to just have fucking someone who is terminally online and just a freak to just be like, yeah, no, you don't want to. Yeah,
no Edgin.
No,
for our main character. So he's our Edgin hero. But there's no heroes in this movie, and it's appropriate that they're doing a thief-based story because WotC has revealed themselves as they want to steal as much as possible.
Okay, has it really been any different from usual?
No, that's true. I guess
that's my thing. Like if it's new for you, welcome to the party, right? There's a bunch of people going and
new for you,
and right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It's it's a very
the one. Okay, it wasn't even a review, but it was either like Polygon or Dicebreaker, and it was like kind of a review of the most recent trailer, and they compared it to a Marvel movie where everything is flattened and dead because of the the Joss Whedon-esque sarcastic quips and quotes, and you're just like, can the characters themselves care about what the fuck is happening?
Only for 2 seconds, and then you got to slide that in there. Yeah.
I'm getting kind of tired of that.
Yeah,
and maybe I'll bring it up later. But on your recommendation, so this is all your fault.
Oh no,
I started playing Marble Snap.
Oh no! Oh no! Matt knows all about this pain.
I don't know if I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because like last night, so I was sitting there playing, and I'm like, the tutorial bugged the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
Where I'm just like, okay, let me play the game so I can figure out how the fuck to play. I don't need Luke Cage going, hurry up and play a card, right? Or have I cast a slow spell on you, right? Or like the first time you draw Iron Man, it's like, sorry, I was late. Pilates. And I'm like, I don't fucking need this, right? This is...
Oh, it's so colorful. Yeah, that's the Marvel brand.
It's the Marvel brand. And you know what? It fucking bugged me, right? I'm just like... And then the option of like, whoa, this card is so ready to upgrade, like so ready to upgrade. And I'm like, so what if I don't want to upgrade? Oh, I can't not upgrade the card if I don't want to. The only thing, right? Don't present me with a choice that's not an actual choice, right?
Right.
And I realized, I don't know, because I'm still trying to figure out how to play the game. Like, the only reason I want to see it is because I'm interested in these like really small, kind of compact card-based games. That's why I like get all the other fucking like Cyclops, I-beam blast and shit. Just get it out of there.
Yeah, I wonder if you. Yeah, I wish you could turn that off. I don't think you can, but
you probably can't.
Yeah, I wish you could turn those animations off.
And like compared to Warhammer 40k combat cards, which I'm also playing, and I probably like better only because I found it first and feel like I am competent in knowing how to play. There's a tone to that, right? Like the buttons. There's no continue button. It's right? Onwards.
Yeah,
Attention,
right.
citizen, right?
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I like that, possibly because it's not as obtrusive, right? But it's still a theme, right? And I don't know.
That's true. And I think they're going for, you know, really on like the age range on this game, so they have to dumb it down as much
Do you
as
think
possible.
so? I don't know, because like from what I see, like, okay, I haven't really gotten to like card interactions and stuff, but like I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. There is a strategy. There are kind of going to be card interactions and tactics between like the zones and what you do and stuff. It's math, right? It's all point based. So I'm not saying it's not for kids, but I'm wondering if there's a. I don't think it's specifically geared towards kids. Like maybe because of all the flash that you can't.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
off,
the flashiness and how kind of dumbed down and silly the tutorial was. That usually,
that was
seems
dumb. That was fucking annoying. Right? I think I'm still on a tutorial now where I'm just like, okay, let me play, right? Like, upgrade this card. Frame break. I'm like, don't care. Don't care, right? 3D, is it? It's still on a flat fucking screen.
Shiny logo.
Right? Yeah, I'm just like,
all right.
Like, I think it was just more in your face than the combat cards thing were. Like sometimes the graphics on combat cards are annoying. Like you got this like swirly background behind the miniature, and like when you do a ranged attack, it's like right? And I'm like, but it like it's short, and it kind of, oh, I know what it is. The special effects were related to the mechanics of what was happening in the game, right? Like when you did a ranged attack, it was like right?
Yeah.
When you did a melee attack, the card kind of bounced. If like the commander's special ability triggered, a big old icon flashed up to let me know, yep, there's that ability going off, instead of the sorry, I was late because of Pilates thing. I'm just like, nothing to fucking do with what I'm doing in the game, right?
No,
anyway.
Yeah, a bit after the tutorial, though, it does get better. And
People have
there's
said that. Thank
some
God.
really good visual cues about, like, if you're not paying attention. And because once you have almost 10 or 12 cards there, you can't, and it's stuff you haven't seen before, you know what it does. And so you'll go to put a card down, and one card will glow red or something will, like, twinkle or something, like, oh, that's going to go off.
That I will appreciate.
Yeah.
Like there were a couple times where I was trying to like tap on a card. I'm like, oh, first time I've seen Star-Lord. Not that I care, because Chris Pratt. What does this guy do, right? Let me tap the card so I can get a big blow up, and it's just like, anyway.
So I'm curious once you get into it what you think. And I think as far as like pared down mechanics, I think they did a good job of reducing it to like the simplest math and simplest number of anything.
And I think that's why I'm getting frustrated, because like I want to see like the guts, right?
They don't let you in.
I want to see how this game works, not all the flash on top.
If you want to see how this game works, pay $9.99 now for the introduction pack.
Definitely not paying any money. Yeah. Anyway, I've ranted about mobile games for long enough. All right.
Yeah, Matt, they might have updated it. I think that because I don't remember the tutorial being so bogged down, but I think they've done a lot of, and so you might not like once you get into it and like what the meta and like the combinations and stuff that the cards are doing now, it probably isn't as interesting when it was earlier because it was really simple.
Probably not.
So now it's getting a little diluted, kind of like Netrunner started. Oh boy, what's going on now?
Netrunner by the end, Netrunner kind of fell into the magic thing where it seemed like, as opposed to like one pack every 2 or 3 months, they were like cranking one out like every month, and good, fast, or cheap. Choose two, right? Like
that's true.
The number of
not
towards
play tested.
Towards the end, the number of cards that it almost immediately went on like the restricted or banned list. You're like, you didn't test that interaction in house. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, and Matt's saying too, Snap, if you played on the PC, like through Steam, it doesn't have as much of the promotional stuff, and like I guess the mobile version is just to get you laughing and paying.
Yeah, which I won't be. I did neither, and I will be doing neither. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway.
All right. Well, should we get into it?
Yep. I've gotten it out.
It's all out now.
It's all out, yeah.
Let it all out. All right. Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the Weekly, 5th Season TTRPG.
Okay.
On BackerKit. 1,500 publishers support ORC.
Okay.
Which is promising, but that's pretty much everybody.
Okay. Everybody, sure.
WotC versus Virtual Tabletops. and 4 new books from Joseph McCullough and Osprey.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll end on a happy note.
Okay, thank God. Yeah.
Yes, we'll quit all this bitching. All right.
Make no promises. Only my Twitter is bitch-free.
Nice. I think this was actually teased a long time ago. I think this has been a long time coming because there was a promotion, I think 2019 or 2020, unless I'm going crazy, and maybe the pandemic kind of slowed things down and the production and everything. But just showing up on BackerKit now from Green Ronin is the 5th Season Roleplaying Game. So have you read the N.K. Jemisin the Broken Earth trilogy? I should lend you. So it's, I mean, she does a really good job, and I've listened to her speak a couple of times about this, about fantasy without any feeling or touch of colonization.
Ooh,
like there's no, there's no touch of European conquered people in this. It's basically, it's more people versus nature, and people corrupting magic, breaking the world, and it's a really great world building. I think she does a really good job.
I'd be interested in seeing that then, or reading that then.
So I'll bring that by. So showing up on BackerKit, finally, role-playing in the stillness. So based on N.K. Jemisin's Broken Earth trilogy, which that was kind of crazy for a while, like 3 years in a row she won the Hugo Award. Every book that came out, so the whole trilogy is Hugo Award winning. So it's Green Ronin, so it's their adventure system. Yeah, their AGE, so like 3D6 system with one of the dice is a different color for different effects. And immediately, I mean, they say they're still in the process of doing the art, but visually, when I was reading these books, like the imagery, it should be stark but very beautiful. There's like fantastic things. The art wasn't quite doing it. It just looks like, kind of Afro Dune. The look of it's just kind of broken, deserty, and everyone's kind of in still suits, and it doesn't
interesting.
It doesn't inspire me like the books did, but it's not done. I mean, these were just like the beginning of things. And the cover, the kind of mock-up cover of the book was like, obviously it looked like computer, like 3D model painted over kind of something. Like, oh, come on guys, come on. So it's a great setting, and there's some great opportunities if you're a fan of this. She's actually going to sign book plates, 500 limited book plates signed by the author. So she must have some sort of involvement. At least she's receiving a package of book plates. And so what's included in this is going to be a book of the lore of the stillness. So that's the use cast, the season laws. So Origenis is the kind of geomancy of the... so people are kind of cursed with this. They find out they have this connection or not, and it can be something that comes out in anger or comes out from trauma. So it has a very interesting connection to, people's, horrible things that have happened in people's lives. And also, of course, if you're discovered, you're hunted, and you have to be, you have to be brought to be trained or killed. So it's... so the Dead Civ technology, the 7th University, the Fulcrum, Stone Lore, and the vital wisdom of previous generations. And that's another thing, too, is it's very kind of spans generations, like lost things, dead civilizations and things are important to what's going on. The Calm creation, so Calms are kind of the
community?
Yeah, communities, the little civilizations or little outposts that are built, and they range in all different things, and your characters have a use cast. So this was kind of an interesting thing too, that they explain a lot in the first book. They kind of go over how these people interact. So innovators, strongbacks, resistant, and specializations like geomest, cultivator, and hunter. So just roles in a village basically. And then you have drives for your characters, and then social exploration and action stunts. And this is where the AGE system kicks in. And then of course a book of moderator tools to give the game moderator everything they need. And then of course it also includes a ready-to-play adventure.
Interesting. So this does sound interesting. As someone who has read the books, what would you expect the characters in a game of the 5th season to do? So there's definitely, like, because of the nature of the magic and the seasons, how the seasons work, I didn't go over. I think that comes later in the description. But each season has with it its own kind of
kind of natural disaster and turmoil.
Okay.
And there's forces that are working to literally break the world, to literally destroy the world. So there's these things that you uncover and like deeper, strong. So it can be very kind of D&D in a way that there's a big bad magician that you're going to stop their plans, or so you'll have a things that can happen on the village level, then things that can happen more on the kingdom level. So it will, I think, operate in a lot of ways like similar to D&D stories, like more epic kind of strong D&D stories. But you're not a hero character. You may have awoken to to this ability, or you may just be a simple farmer or somebody that's caught in this. And the book has a kind of that whole range. And there's also nice things about, it's not grimdark or anything, but there is, people are not, their intentions are bad, and in the way that they're rounding up children that show this ability is pretty ugly. So but I think that there is a lot of questing and investigation and discovery, and also kind of discovery of your abilities. Like there should be interesting character development as far as your powers and stuff. So we'll see, what that's about. So they're releasing for this backer kit crowdfunding. They're doing a standard edition, a special edition just for this campaign, a PDF, and a Roll20 edition, and those are all separate pledges. But of course, you can add any of the other ones in there. So it doesn't sound too bad. The standard edition starts at 60, special edition is 80, and then PDF 30, and then the Roll20 is 59. 59. I think. There's also a 30. I'm not sure. Again, there may be two levels of.
Like we kind of discussed last week, like $60 for, I'm assuming like a hardback kind of, letter or A4 size book is kind of standard, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be full color. Looks like they're going to put some good effort into it. So this system, this AGE system, originally designed for the Dragon Age RPG, so based on a video game. It's also been used in Blue Rose, Cthulhu Awakens, The Expanse, and then Fantasy AGE and Modern AGE. Right. And I haven't played it, so I'm curious. And so if you have experience with that system, I don't know if it's a good fit. I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
The only experience I had to it was trying to watch that Geek and Sundry thing where I guess one of the creators, I think it was like Chris Pramis, ran the group through a game. And if there is ever something to watch to show you how, when you sit down to a game, everyone has to be on the same page about the tone and mood of the game. That's the example, right?
Interesting.
Like,
the
DM set kind of like the scene. We introduced the characters, and one of them was named fucking like Elvis, and it's kind of like, and you're just right there within 5 minutes. You're like, this is going to be a fucking train wreck.
Right.
You should have discussed what type of game it was going to be, right? And the DM tried valiantly to run their kind of normal story, and the people just kind of weren't having it. So I don't remember much more about the system, but that sticks out in my mind. Like session 0, get everybody on the same page, right? Oh, Elvis impersonator. Yeah, no, that's not the game, right? Pick something else. Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. So there's a nice list of the seasons. So, of course, Fifth Season, also known as the Season of Death, includes a catalog description of previous seasons, such as Boiling Season, the Season of Teeth, Acid Season, Season of Yellow Seas, and Breathless Season. So no two seasons are alike. They never recur.
Seasons of Teeth sounds particularly nasty.
Yes. But yeah, I'm interested in. I think I want the lore. I want the lore from these books more than anything. I'm not sure about the system, and it may work. And if they've applied it to, other kind of fantasy settings and stuff, and they've done fantasy and The Expanse, so maybe it's an incredibly versatile system. Yeah, maybe. But so that's going through February. I think February 23rd is the end of that. And these are shipping by September of this year. So I guess they have been making some progress. So maybe that art is close to the final art. It's just not. I want more. I want more. But the team that's working on this is a very queer, diverse group. So I think they're going to appropriately explain this setting, and it's not going to get skewed towards, this is kind of like Conan, only everyone's black. It's not going to have that weird, like, what? Yeah, you're not going to get this weird lost in translation kind of thing. So, so I was happy to see that.
No, let's go look at that then.
Yes, so that's Fifth Season on Backer Kit. And if you follow it, they send you a hell of a lot of updates.
You can't not get them.
Right. All right. The Orc Alliance grows. This is the year of the Orc. The Orc.
I'm pretty sure it's currently Goblin Week, so sure, I'll roll with it. Whatever.
Right. It's so more than 1,500 tabletop publishers from household names to people going back to the dawn of the hobby are pledging their
swords.
Yeah, their swords. Yeah, that's right. Their allegiance to their fealty to this new legal safe harbor. So that's kind of how they're terming it. Right. Paizo saying it's a system-neutral, open license that provides legal safe harbor and sharing rules mechanics and encourages innovation and collaboration in tabletop. So this is all from Paizo's statement on their blog. The alliance is gathered. Work has begun.
I don't know. I'm like, okay, kind of similar to my rant about Marvel Snap. Like, I don't know, like
Stop.
Okay, this must appeal to somebody.
Right.
People must get all riled up for this. It doesn't, right? This kind of like, yes, you have my sword. And I'm like, buddy, it's a fucking open gaming license, right? Let's just, yeah.
And
anyway,
you
sorry.
have my mechanical pencil.
My mouse. Right?
Yeah, right.
It just doesn't impress me. Sorry.
Yeah. But it's quite a list. I mean, some of these are a little bit surprising too, because I thought, and maybe they do. Maybe they're double dealing. Maybe they're gonna
really?
They're gonna play both sides of the fence here, a little Yojimbo style. But some of the standouts, of course, Chaosium, Demiplane, and Demiplane, of course, is where the founder of D&D went to, Adam Bradford. And
you mean D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I'm sorry, D&D Beyond. Yes, I didn't say all that. D&D Beyond. So once they took that over, he left and went to Demiplane and released a statement that says, it's frustrating to see the walls being built around the garden of Dungeons and Dragons, because he'd spent so much time developing the digital tools of D&D Beyond, and I was just like, yoink.
It's kind of like the foundation's been there for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
What did you think they were going to build on top of that?
Right. So, End Publishing, Evil Genius Games, Fantasy Grounds, Fat Dragon. We know Fat Dragon is going to be doing that because WotC is all they're about. Foundry, VTT, Free RPG Day, Frog God Games, Gale Force 9, Goodman Games, Green Ronin, Kobold Press. I'm doing this alphabetically first. Mongoose, Monty Cook, Pinnacle, Roll20, which I was surprised because didn't they already announce they have this deal with WotC and you're dropping your PDFs in and okay. So Troll Lord Games and Ulysses Spiel. So yeah, that's a lot of almost everything. I mean, the only thing I can think of that's not in there is Free League.
Because they're doing their own.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing. So it's like, wow, that's and pretty much very American based. I guess it's except for Ulysses Spiel, but so very American based. So basically, the whole gamut of American tabletop role play. So the statement ends with, "You will be hearing a lot from us in days to come."
That's fine. That's fine. And I'm not here to tone police that, but like that, okay. Right?
So yeah, that was encouraging to see though that people are like they're expressing, okay, yeah, we're not going for this OGL. It doesn't matter what they do. We're looking for other options, and we'll see what this proves to be. And this is kind of another opportunity for Paizo. Apart from their creation with 3.5. This will be another opportunity for them to grow or benefit in some way, or at least help their status in the.
I'm still somewhat skeptical. I'm less skeptical that it's a trust, right? That none of these companies own the thing, right?
Yes,
so I'm less skeptical of that. I wonder what a completely universal OGL kind of license thing would look like, because with all these diverse games, unless it's going to be a stack of paperwork with a section for each specific kind of game saying what you can and cannot use, then or it's going to be kind of like this sort of trimmed down generic thing that just says basically, because I think if they're doing what the OGL is, then the ORC is basically just going to say, yes, you can use things that are not explicitly our IP, and we agree to not sue you into oblivion.
Right.
That's basically what it is.
So just cooperation, collaboration, like a Creative Commons, but more as an understood, just like an understood system that everyone will be.
Because there's not a universal system,
right?
Like with the D&D one, it was like, okay, you can use it except for blah 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 blah, right? But anyway, also speaking of that,
yes,
the Creative Commons.
Oh no. What?
the D&D 5e SRD that got released, it's nothing. It's fucking nothing, right?
It's dwarf or
no, you don't even get the races. Like, you don't even get the species. You don't even get the species, right? I forget exactly what you did. But like last week, people were couple of people had gone through it and said, here's exactly what you get, because they actually looked at it and like you get like an example of 1 feat, the idea of backgrounds, a couple of this. So it's like, that's why, like, I kind of snarkily said, everyone who's appeased by this Creative Commons things, actually look at what you are getting. It's nothing.
Wow.
Right? Anyway,
it's
WotC gang. Hey, look over there. Creative Commons.
Oh, look, I recognize that C with the, All right, well, continued ragging on WotC.
Yep.
So publishers are responding as WotC takes aim at virtual tabletops.
Okay.
So they have specific wording, pointing at what you can and can't do under the OGL 1.2 with VTTs.
I think I saw something about this. You cannot do video game style visualizations, right?
Mm-hmm. But of course, 1D&D is going to be a freaking video game.
Of course, right? Like, we own the visual ideas of what casting a magic missile looks like.
Your sparkly fingers, that's ours.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Don't really know how they're going to enforce that.
Yeah, I know. Well, the wording, I think it doesn't sound like legally enforceable. It sounds kind of silly, but I think they're just trying to
scare people.
Yeah, scare people, and also carve out the. They want to make their license valuable for video game studios to people aren't going to already be doing this. When you make your little animation for Fireball, that's the first time they're going to see it in this setting or whatever.
Or if someone sees this animation, the stylistic animation for a magic missile or whatever, they'll know they're playing a D&D game. It's this thing, right?
Right. Yeah, that's probably part of it too, is this control of the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's depressing. But anyway, so what is their policy? So as gamers are big fans of VTTs, we are announcing a new policy as part of the rollout of OGL 1.2. So they're going to support it in the tabletop space. Mm-hmm. And the big question is, what is the line between a VTT and a video game?
Good question.
So when does a VTT just become a replacement for the traditional, more than just a replacement for the traditional tabletop? So the distinguishing video game from virtual tabletop. So using a VTT to replicate the experience of sitting around a table playing D&D with your friends.
That is their definition of a VTT.
That's all VTTs can do. So it's basically just a digital. It's Google Meets, or it's.
Or you know what? It could be like a static image that you then use a mouse to like drag around. Because I could push a paper across it, right? Like, here's my little scrawl of a magic missile arrow. And pew, 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 pew,
but what if someone sits there with index cards and they draw every spell effect before they cast it?
They could do that as long as it's like a static image, or you drew a bunch of them and like you like a flip book, right? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So, so they are talking about. So they point out that the calculation and dice rolling can all be automated in a VTT. And such as also things such as static SRD content. So what isn't permitted are features that don't replicate your dining room table storytelling. If you replace your imagination with an animation of a magic missile streaking across the board to strike your target, that's not the tabletop experience. But it will be 1D&D.
It will be. Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Damn. So yeah, they're just trying to, kneecap everybody that is getting ready to,
like you said, in addition to trying to kneecap everybody in terms of the other virtual tabletops who had kind of the bells and whistles of animations, they're also trying to carve out that IP space for video games to officially kind of use their thing and use the official magic missile animations and whatever. So.
Yeah, so they can probably raise the price of the license for using their properties. But this is virtual tabletops have existed, and before, so 2012 was the Roll20 Kickstarter. So this has been around for a while. There's been animations. There's been, modeling and things on maps. I mean,
you can replicate on the table, right? Just a couple tea lights and turn off the lights out there, right? Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that they're laying claim to. That's and there's even 2013 was the first 3D virtual tabletop program. So.
Hey. Dwarven Forge, my man.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, just put that on the table. So the best response to this so far, and a company that seems like they're directly targeting is Foundry. Okay. So Foundry is reacting to what they saw, and I guess they're releasing it through their play test model. Like they're looking for feedback, although I'm sure they don't really pay much attention. It's just delete as soon as everything comes in. But so they're saying that the 1.1 was a far more restrictive license, and this OGL 2.0 maintains many objectionable restrictions. So they call out that even though they invited the community to comment on this. There's no getting around how the policy is severely flawed, is what they quoted as saying it. So just as print publishers have rigidly insisted the OGL must be revocable, the rights granted to software projects must also have a secure and trustworthy foundation to justify investment required to create digital tools. And I think Foundry has even stated on their website, all of the content for 5e that is in, or all the content for D&D that is in our virtual tabletop is using 1.0. We're, WotC doesn't get a piece of this. They're being very defiant in how they're going to use, or how they're going to let you use D&D within Foundry. And talked about the arbitrary distinction between VTT and video game. So are the action of both player and non-player characters controlled by a human? Does the game experience provide a framework for collaborative storytelling? Can the game master invent new rules on the fly? Surely virtual tabletops and video games are alike and may both have animations present in a way that they communicate information visually to the users. So we're going to see, I mean, I guess it's in WotC's hands whether they're going to back off of this or they're going to continue to kind of squeeze.
I don't know how this is going to shake out. My feeling is all of this is going to get resolved by money, right? And I don't, maybe not negative, but it's like, okay, we all know WotC and Hasbro has enough money to go after people, but
and also to pay them off to shut up, so they could go after their most vocal critics and just say, how many million, to support your company do we need to pay for you to just stop talking about this? But I don't know if they really see this as much of a threat. I mean, all of this, stuff happening on the internet and people, allying to new open game licenses.
I don't think WotC.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna just weather this and then just be like, okay, and now you're ready to play D&D, right? Everybody, look at this shiny thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, we got some new giant dice for you, right?
Are you done with your little tantrum? Okay, well, let's get back to the D&D.
By the way, have you seen the Funko Pops based on the D&D movie,
that's right? With Edgin? I got to get it. You're getting an Edgin Funko Pop, I believe. No, I'm not. I will, if you gift me that thing, I will literally douse it in gasoline and set it alight and film it. Oh, good content. Right? It's good content, yes.
Right? No, because I think I'm skeptical, right? Because Funko Pop, they just released, and I don't fucking remember the name. It's like Vember Dragon or whatever. Like they're like a giant Funko Pop based on the dragon from the movie. And like, okay, Twitter is not a measure of everything, but every response to that was need it, want it, love it. I mean, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people, right? So that all kind of leads into my belief that like, yes, designers and third-party publishers are kind of throwing this little tantrum. WotC doesn't care, right? They're still rolling out their merchandise, kind of your average people, not average because I don't really like that term either, but right? But like people who are not developing content or just kind of like playing, they're still eating it up, right? Back in the day or a couple weeks ago, talking to players, people would be talking to players like, what do you think of OGL? The what? Right? And WotC doesn't care. They're just going to try and weather this. So,
right.
Don't you let them. You raise those swords and you join that orc coalition, right?
We got to find out how we can hit Cow where he lives. Like, what hurts him? Is it the pizza pockets?
Funko Pop collection.
The Funko Pops. That's right. We got to shut that down. So, Foundry went on to... They ended their statement with, more broadly, they're proposing a contract that they want creators, publishers, and virtual tabletop operators to accept. You urge us to consult with parties who would agree to those terms. Otherwise, this process more closely resembles an appeal to community for permission than a desire to iterate together. So if the future is digital, will it also be open?
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So I think Foundry did a nice...
You don't got to couch it in like fake medieval language, right? Just... say what you need to say. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. I agree. But so I'm happy to see that. And I'm glad I have that Foundry license. I feel good about a one-time purchase. So if anybody has even been slightly curious about Foundry, one-time purchase license, it's definitely something worth checking out. They're not trying to screw you with subscriptions. That it's and we'll see. They might be the only place you can actually play old content without paying WotC.
Have we mentioned yet this episode that we would not turn down a sponsorship?
That's right. An affiliate link would be appreciated. All right. And the last thing, so we're ending on a happy note.
Yay,
so put all this ugliness behind us. So Osprey has announced four new Joseph A. McCullough war game titles for 2023. So yeah, this made me happy, and it's nice to see that all of this stuff is still getting supported. Yeah. So 2 titles for Stargrave, a new source book for Silver Bayonet, and a new Frostgrave supplement.
Ooh, yeah.
So Stargrave, we're getting Side Hustle, which is a deck of 40 cards that will randomly determine side missions and objectives that you can add to create more complexity in the game. So each card has specific objectives and steps for players to undertake to complete it, as well as the reward that they'll receive.
So we don't have them, but I think they have something similar called like ulterior motives for Frostgrave.
Oh yes, that's right. So probably the more sci-fi themed version of that with some a Side Hustle. And so for Stargrave, we also have Bold Endeavor, which is going to set the game in Erebus Nebula, and it's a law of space where the laws of physics behave differently. Yeah, so that might make some fun parts of the campaign. So new rules for ships, upgrades for emergency extractions, and events.
Oh, cool.
So should be fun. And so that's in October. Sorry, this is kind of out of order. May, we're going to get a Silver Bayonet, the Carpathians, Castle Fear. So the Gothic Horror tabletop Silver Bayonet. So this is, of course, going to be set in the Carpathian Mountains. 2 new campaigns. We can play competitive or for solo or cooperative.
Nice.
So there's a lot of ways to play it, and they both center around the shunned ruins of Castle Fear. So the last is Frostgrave, the Wildwoods, so set for release in June. So the dark and twisted forests of Wildwoods. So survival in the wilderness, new soldiers, magic items, and creatures to populate the forest.
I wonder if there would also be new campaigns. Because it seems like most, if not all, of the Frostgrave supplement books even have like 3 or 4 on the smaller end linked scenarios to form a little campaign. So I wonder if this one also has.
I think so. Yeah, it doesn't state in this description. It doesn't state it, but I would imagine. So this moves the action outside of the ruins of the frozen city. I would imagine it has. So it's they're calling it a setting book, but I imagine it would have to have some campaign.
Okay, like Into the Breeding Pits. You went like down underground into the tunnel, right? And they said, okay, for games in the breeding pits, you don't really have to set up your table any differently, but any impassable terrain is solid rock. And so that affects like how some spells work or whether you can walk through it. And that did give the game a new flavor, right? Like if you teleported into a spot, right, you're dead, right?
right.
It's solid rock. So I wonder if they're going to do something. I wonder if Joseph McCullough will do something similar for Into the Wildwoods, where like, okay, you can set up your tables as normal. We're assuming it's set in this dank, tangly forest, and maybe things will work or terrain will work a little bit differently to make it feel more like a dank and twisted forest.
Right. Yeah, because they're having survival mechanics for a wilderness and maybe being lost or being strangled by vines. So we'll see. And one more thing that Osprey is releasing that sounded a little interesting. So this isn't a McCullough release, but they just launched their Hard City, which is a noir, like a pulp action noir miniatures game.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm curious how that works.
Yeah.
But
I think I saw this. I wonder how you translate pulp to a miniatures game.
Yeah, and what
apart from like the visual style of the miniatures and the book,
and just lighting everything very one source.
The book comes with like, well, it's not red. It's not red and blue for noir. It's just like, just turn off all the lights. Light one side of the board with a light. There you go.
Just these long shadows of all your miniatures.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, it would look good. Yeah, it makes some good content. We're coming up with all kinds of content.
Yeah, we are. Have we mentioned we're like not trademarking that, but it's ours, right? If you do it, you got to credit us, right?
If you're playing Hard City with one light, that's ours.
Imagine playing that with like one light, and you just like forget about half your miniatures because they're in the shadow. Like the game engine, you're like,
he wasn't dead. He was just in darkness. Yeah. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. Yeah, so all of those look like fun additions to the existing games, and it's good. I was happy to see Silver Bayonet wasn't just like a one-off. It's still getting some support, some love.
Well, also like maybe not directly Osprey Games, but it seems like I frequent the North Star Miniatures shop page fairly often. It seems like there are constant, not constant as in like too many, but constant as in regular new releases, models being added to the Silver Bayonet line.
Right, yeah. And it's nice because they know when the game is released, they don't have enough official models to cover everything. So, but they keep at it. So that's really good to see.
It's kind of like the same with Oathmark. Like I'm waiting to they just released the new Goblin box, and I think the Royal Mail is screwed up, which is why we haven't gotten the most recent order.
I got notifications from that too. Yeah.
But no, I think they're still releasing models for Oathmark as well.
Very good. Well, good. Yeah, good news. Good news for 2023.
Yay.
So where can people find you?
On Twitter, as always, where I'm ranting about Marvel Snap, posting more pixel art stuff, and the occasional parenting tweet, right? And I just posted something about, it's going to be hard to see, the Advanced Dungeon Goons.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Okay, this is kind of like a fairly quick playing little analog fantasy adventure game, but how could you not pick up that little package?
Oh, yeah.
This is like $12.
That's
right?
a great presentation.
Sorry, it's put up by Gelatinous Cubism, right? You got it was $12. It's the rules, a little adventure, and two very chunky little dice. Yeah, I love how this is packaged, so I might think about doing something like this.
Oh yeah, I'm
almost reluctant to open it.
Yeah, right? I know.
I don't want to break that little hang card.
Just carefully bend the staples.
Yeah. Anyway,
very cool.
So, how about you?
So I'm. I took a big L this week, but I'm trying to do a live stream drawing my cartoon. Yeah, my video card keeps just going nope. Clicks off. So I'm playing around with the power supply trying to see, but I think I just might have a bad video card. And in this world of crypto mining, video cards are the worst thing to possibly buy because you either have to buy something seriously underpowered or the latest thing, pre-order the latest.
Or maybe an old one that someone just took a hose to wash down, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, or something that's been running at 150% capacity for the last 3 years, and you're gonna
making all of 5 cents.
Yeah. right. And then it's just gonna die in your machine. And that's what I suspect happened. Is I probably got a bogus card. But anyhow, Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch, and I draw my single panel gag cartoon, which you can read on gocomics.com/domesticabuse. And hopefully next week I'll do a nice long stream and apologize for
eat lots of snacks.
Having it, yeah, right. And and I also eat snacks from the Japanese convenience store, which is always entertaining, especially if it's fish based.
Some of those are okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. And if you'd like to support what we're doing on the weekly, please visit patreon.com/upturntable and become a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters. Yeah.
And yes. Let us know what you want to see. Less WotC, more WotC, no OGL talk.
Okay, I'm not doing more WotC, right? It's already dominating, right? If you want more WotC, go somewhere else.
We're at maximum WotC
Please
right
don't
now.
actually go somewhere else. Right?
We're at maximum WotC.
Or the WotC thing cranks to 11.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. See, it's one more.
There's your new bumper. A turntable that goes 11.
Yes. Yeah, I was just looking for Spinal Tap on streaming. It doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure where the rights are to Spinal Tap.
The only ethical way to archive stuff now is to be a pirate. Sorry.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that was depressing. So that must mean Japan doesn't know about Spinal Tap. That would be very upsetting.
The rate at which my coworkers talk about it.
Oh, anyhow.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Anyway.
And so upturntable.com is the website where we do everything. And tomorrow we're going to be doing another long live stream where we may or may not eat pizza, but we will definitely be doing our Oathmark minis.
Yeah. My stuff has stayed in the box
from
last week. Right?
Yeah, we'll get some stuff based, and I think I'm just gonna get some assembles going. And I've been working on. I've drawn a couple of designs, but using all of my extra bow ends, I think I am gonna do some kind of like boar tusk configuration on these helmets, just to spice things up a little bit and show how fallen and cursed these poor dwarves are. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because kind of like Stargrave, Oathmark kits are intentionally generic to fit a whole bunch of stuff, which is great because that means they work for a lot of different things. It also kind of means we both feel they need something to make them a bit more interesting.
Yeah, right. Yeah, give them some more.
They're not bad kits. They're just kind of like elves, dwarves, right? They kind of need something.
Yeah.
So, which is why, hopefully it arrives, I'm going to be using that box of female barbarians with elf heads for my elf line breakers, right?
Nice.
Just kind of something with big and chunky with two-handed weapons, and anyway.
Excellent.
But that'll be tomorrow around same time, 3 Japan time.
Yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah. So just a little bit later than we're ending now, or then we will be doing the live stream. So. Yeah. So get some coffee ready if you're in North America.
Yeah.
And so it should be a nice long stream again. And feel free to bring stuff up in the chat for us to discuss.
We will attempt to watch it.
Yeah, we'll attempt to see it out of the corner of our eyes.
The screen's over there that I watch, right? Yep.
Yeah, we'll get that screen moved around. Maybe. I don't know. I've had such bad luck with computers lately. I don't want to touch anything. All right. So that's it for this week. We'll be back next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. All right.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll be right back. Oh, no. All right. Sorry, a little moment of silence there. I got to take the electric air forced heat out of the out of the audio. It's making too much noise. Hey, John, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh, thank you. Sorry, yeah, we're not watching. Hey, Orcus. Oh, so cool. Orcus, good to see you. Miguel, Abyss. Nice. Yes, John, we it's live on Facebook. Yeah, so comments on the Facebook come into are posted in the chat through Restream. It's crazy. Very cool. Good to see. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see. Let me really doing bad today. Where is my events? So let's try this again. I'm sure it came up. And it should override the mute on the it should come through my headphones. But let's try this again. Oh, give me a break here. Sorry, I'm trying to see what's going on. Abyss, thank you so much. Is this gonna happen? What's going on? So Abyss, thank you for the €6, and so Abyss said, so when the channel gets a Discord server for the cult, I mean the viewers. When will they get a Discord server? Absolutely, not a parasocial relation, but for shared interests. Nice. Yeah, we will definitely. There is an upturned table server. I got to get it kind of more organized. What we've just been using for audio when we record like Blade Runner and Forbidden Lands and stuff. But I've got to get that going. Why am I not getting? Let's try. Yeah, I should be getting. It's not. Oh, there it goes. Thank you, Abyss, for the €6. Apologies for that. And yes. So yeah, we should get a. Oh, there it goes. I guess it was just delayed on the internet, so we should have heard that during the stream. It should come up. It should come up through the speakers. So that should have gotten our attention, but obviously. Was delayed 30 minutes. All right, so sorry, let me go back up to the chat. Thanks so much, Abyss, appreciate it. But yeah, so I will take that €6 and apply it to getting organized on the Discord, so we can get in and do that, and then we can even do like Discord voice calls and stuff. I don't know, maybe I can figure out how to pop up video as well. But nice. So kind of going back to the beginning here, extra weird seeing 2 winters a year. There you go. Oh, hey, Abyss. Nice. Gifted dedicated follower. Memberships. Oh, so gifted memberships. Excellent. Thank you so much. Hey. Matt Robinson has become a member. You use that wrench to become a member? Thank you so much, Matt. What is going on? So many notifications now. Excellent. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and I think there is a way. I don't know. Maybe if I can figure it out. But so all YouTube, like we'll do a special patron and YouTube member part of the server. So if you're a YouTube member, a patron, you can log in specifically to a special VIP area, so you don't have to mess around with all those non-supporting non-supporting riffraff. Excellent. Well, thank you. So yeah, we talked. Well, that's right. We talked a little Marvel Snap at the beginning. Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, there's still. Abyss said earlier. Yeah, Marvel's still riding the riding off of the Infinity War wave. It's got to be. I think they just about destroyed all of that. Oh, cool. Miguel said repurposing GW Necrons for an evil androids for Stargrave. That's perfect. Oh, that would look. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That would be very cool. Matt's painting cyber dogs for Stargrave. So we got a lot of Stargrave going on. So about the first 2 releases of Imperium in Japanese. Oh, they're released. Oh, are they doing that? Oh man, yes. So that's like the monthly miniatures and magazine thing. Yeah, because I knew they did that for. First, they did a different version for the UK, and then they did Imperium for maybe the US. Nice. Oh, Kill Team is getting an arbiter team. Ooh, with robo dogs. Oh, nice. So you can play cops. Nice. Imperium of cops. Nice. Oh, Orcus, that's so cool. So it's been a long while. Yeah, it's great. I've been watching all of if you're still around, Orcus, I've been watching your videos on YouTube. You do really great stuff, like pulling stuff off the shelf and going through different games. Very cool. It's so great to see it in the chat. Nice. And nice, John. John is my patron on for Abuse Cartoons. So thank you so much for supporting my cartoon. And apologies for completely failing. What happens with my PC at home now is either because of the card, I thought it was a driver issue or something, and then I thought maybe it was a power supply, so I daisy chained 2 power supplies together. So it's definitely not power supply, because I've got a 500 watt power supply only for the video card, only for the GPU, and it's still just going flick anytime it like thinks it's overtaxed. So it's very stressful. But Miguel was saying, I think the point of ORC is to provide small creators with a shield against the evil lawyers of WotC. Yeah, that's a good point. So when the cease and desist C&D start arriving, you'll be able to point to ORC and say that they are using the generic licenses instead of OGL. Yeah, Miguel, I think that's a good point. Nice. And Orcus said, Demogorgon is a hack, and I heard it isn't a real demon. He's actually a devil in a two-headed baboon costume. Nice. John is angry, joined Facebook to send nice messages and gets ignored. Don't ignore John. He's very, very fun. Yeah, we gotta spend some time together. We gotta get some Taco Bell. There's only one Taco Bell left in Osaka now, so I will meet John there sometime soon. Yes, that's right. To reproduce the tabletop experience, there's gonna have to be virtual junk food. I wonder if they. So does that count as an animation effect? If you have virtual Cheeto dust on your dice, on your digital dice. Oh man. No elven hate speech. So Matt is policing the anti-elf sentiments. I'm going to be pretty anti-elf once we get this oath mark going. Yeah, I think dwarves versus elves will be fun. That'll be a good choice. There would be no humans allowed. Nice. Yes, that's right. John's been on the podcast before. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were talking Snyder Cut. We had a long discussion on Snyder Cut. That's right. Very cool. Yeah, so Discord, it's a good idea. Yeah, OGL. Yeah, I can't believe they're play testing an OGL as if, I mean, it's just like the Creative Commons, like just kind of, that's one of their little concessions. Okay, yeah, we'll take your feedback and we'll completely ignore it. Yeah, John saying to take input and do whatever they want to make people feel heard. Yeah, and that's a thing too. I'm sure that's just like a psychological trick. They're just like, yeah, we hear you, we see you, we recognize you. Fuck off. They don't want to have you're complicating their plans. Oh no, Miguel said, Volks in Nipponbashi has a Funko alike. Oh no. Nice. Aliens. Yeah, Funko like aliens. That's brutal. Yes, Abyss is saying strange times, but the whole D&D OGL stuff was bound to happen after Critical Role's growth. Yeah, that's true. And they just announced Critical Role. I just saw announced a second series for Amazon Prime. So I think I suspect that's the thing that's really getting WotC's goat, is that Critical Role is having more success, on streaming than they are. And I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if they would ever, kind of, because Hasbro already has their crowdfunding platform, so they're already trying to do that. And I wonder if they would ever incompetently WotC would ever stumble into something like that. Well, if you guys, really want to see Dark Sun, we need 15,000 supporters. I wonder if they're ever going to try something like that. Matt is saying Troika has a hilarious marketing tagline right now that I love. We aren't D&D. That's good. Yeah. Troika is really interesting. I like the huge amount, like you just roll randomly. You kind of like in Warhammer Fantasy roleplay, kind of roll randomly to generate your job for your character, and you can interpret it however you want. That they leave it like open to. If you're just using the basic book, you can interpret a Death Knight or whatever the name of your character's job is into whatever. And John needs a job. Yeah, I need I definitely need a lot of assistance. I could even get the be right back to work today. So I think you guys are just watching the start screen. I got some real problems technically going on here. Yes, Blade Runner. Yes, and that was that was the thing that slowed down the video card like shutting off is what was slowing me down for the actual play production, and I haven't fixed it. I haven't. So I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get a new video card if I can wrench one out of the hands of a crypto miner. Yeah, I keep watching these. So I watched a tutorial about how to daisy chain the PSUs together, the power supplies, and of course that's all technology built for crypto rigs. And I watched this guy; he had one of those like metal, those wire metal shelving units that had hooks on it that was just hanging, hanging GPUs and hanging a motherboard. It was like this completely goofball, bare bones like mining rig, and was going through a tutorial on how to do that. It's like there's all the video cards that came out last month hanging on this guy's shelf. Nice. Oh, so Abyss said wanted to buy a membership for gifting, but I was not sure if it was a refund. It would get refunded again. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Abyss. Yeah, thanks so much. Testing the waters. It did work. Thanks. All right. Yeah. So, well, it's it's only a year old. Yeah, it's not brand new. It's a 2060. I mean, yeah, it looked in decent shape. It was in just a pre-configured like mini tower desktop. But I think part of the problem is I think the original power supply, which has all these proprietary cables and is kind of funky, so I can't easily swap it out. That's why I did the daisy chaining. It's not powerful enough. It's only like 300 something watts to power the 2060, and I read people recommended at least 500. So it's got its own power supply now. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to swap it out and see what's. So it's. I don't think it's new enough. I don't know if it would still be under warranty. I'll have to double check. But it's definitely just switching off, and yeah, the only things I've read have been driver conflicts, power problems. Like as soon as it detects. It doesn't have it can't draw enough power. It shuts down as kind of, I guess, safety. But it's cooled enough. There's a ton of fans in that little tower, so it's not overheating. I don't think it's a thermostat thing, so I don't know. Now, and the frustrating part is this setup was cheap enough. This pre-built thing was cheap enough that it's going to cost almost the same price of the system again to upgrade the video card. So that's very frustrating. Crazy. That's very cool. Yeah, the Necrons for Stargrave would be very cool. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, that's great. Stargrave is getting some love. We got to get that together. Very cool. All right, so I don't think my chat is actually caught up with you guys here. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Matt was talking before about yes, the scale. That's the funny thing about 3D printing now is, because it's a digital file, you can scale it to whatever, and so it's a little frustrating. You don't know what the original, like they can say it's 32 or they can say it's 25 millimeter, but it's not quite standard. I think that's the measurement, like to the eye level, like from the ground level to the eyes of the miniature, but depending on the pose and stuff, that's going to be a little bit different. But there's all kinds of, Games Workshop is super notorious for all their weird scale creep. Recently, as soon as they introduced Primaris, everything started getting a little taller. So, and they're using digital files, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're just kind of like stretching everything. Yeah, Abyss is saying, yeah, video cards are in a strange place. It's really affordable to buy one second hand. You're right, and I get a used mining card. Yeah, that's true, and that's what I'm worried about. Because I do see decent prices online, but I'm worried: has this been sitting for a year in a rig, like burning red hot, and as soon as I get it, it's just gonna die. Yeah. Oh, used to be the eye. Yeah, right. Yeah, heroic versus real life. Yeah, that's true. And so yeah, there's kind of two scales that people are doing. So the North Star miniatures feel more like real scale, not so heroic. Because I think we were showing on that one stream, if you took a Mantic or a GW dwarf head and put it on the North Star dwarves, it looked like a big paper mache, like Mardi Gras head, because it's get completely a non-heroic scale, more real scale. So then, wrists and arms and legs are more thin. They're not chunky, like their fists aren't the size of their face and stuff with the real scale. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna go all in on like the boar tusks and kind of horns on these dwarves and kind of corrupt them, because I want to try to drag in. I think I might move. Don't tell Chris this, but I think I might move into more of like a horde army. So do dwarven protection magic, but do cheap, like massive units, because it really seems like you get so much benefit from the ranks. Even if they're not great hitters, you get a lot of benefit from having like at least four ranks of a unit. So if I get something really cheap that can just die off. But then again, you also have to worry about so there's activation, getting the things to actually move, and then there's the morale morale rolls, so things will flee as well. So I got to be careful not to get something too cowardly or too hard to activate, but cheap and big. That might be goblin slaves. That's going to make these dwarves look very bad, but I think they might have to do it. Nice. Yeah, I've got the side of the case off too while I'm messing around, because there literally is not space for the second PSU in the tower, so I got to kind of on a little shelf next to it. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think I did I ran a couple of tests. I did ran the benchmark tests for 3D and stuff to kind of trip the video card, and it shut off as soon as I started the benchmark. So yeah, don't tell WotC. Yes, that's right. Yeah, North Star doesn't have any problem with just putting goblin slaves. But these are goblin associates. These are goblin interns. I think this is an internship that the dwarves set up. That so it's not paying, but but you do get a lot of benefits of living in dwarf living your dwarven capital. I don't know what that would be. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, it's good. It was good that there was so much Osprey, so much McCullough new release news. He said in one of the interviews that I saw recently, he said he's very busy writing new stuff to support systems. So that's great. He's got so many games, but he's also supporting those games. I mean, just Frostgrave itself has gotten so much support, and a second edition, and the archipelago, and and now a new setting, the goblin helpers. Well, anything Will Wheaton says, I'm all for. Where is Will Wheaton's statement on the OGL? Is he too busy still being on streaming Star Trek? Or no, doing like pre-shows or whatever, doing like the talk ups for streaming Star Trek. Yikes. Oh man. Yes, so we've been in the midst of some Forbidden Lands. Matt's been running that. That's really been fun. Oh, and we just started. We had a little bit. It was like maybe an hour into Ravenloft. So we got that intro into Ravenloft in the OSR group. So I'm excited to play that. This is the 1.0, the early release. So it's not 5e or anything. So it's a very early release of Ravenloft. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not. My character was just NPC turned PC for this group. So we didn't. Otherwise, they would, I think, been kind of strict and followed the rules for starting at level 1, and they were far enough along in Temple of Elemental Evil that I would have, been killed instantly. So I took over an NPC and was killed instantly, and took over another NPC. So we'll see. This bastard with a wrench. Bastards! Yeah, wrench my. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we totally went off in the wrong direction. We saw this sign that Matt had put up and said, "You guys probably want to go this way," and we're like, "Hey, let's go back to places we've been before, because it's really easy to travel hexes that you've been through." That's right. Yes. Well, you can just grab a copy of Ravenloft, Matt, and suddenly we're going to be encountering a vampire in a castle. That would be hysterical if that castle we're on the outskirts of ends up being a vampiric adventure site. Nice. Oh, excellent. I get another. Thank you, Abyss, gifting a membership. So yeah, so that means anybody that's watching, anybody that's yeah, it did work. Yep, there it goes. Hey, I became a member. All right, excellent. Thank you, Abyss. Yep, it worked. I'm a great supporter of myself. I have to be. Nice. Yeah, that was fun. We were still recovering. I think it was the cannibal holocaust in Hobbiton was pretty traumatic for both Will and I. So we're still recovering from that. So we're just kind of stumbling around with a wagon full of treasures. Nice. That's right. I finally am contributing something to this whole affair. Very cool. Yeah, it worked, Abyss. That's great. Very nice. Yes. So yeah, so tomorrow the live stream with Chris. So if you guys are around and are up late, if you can't sleep, we will be doing a nice long live stream. So we'll start around 2:30 our time. So that is what is that getting to be, like 10 or 11, depending on where you are in the U.S. 10 o'clock or so in the evening we'll get started, and just kind of it's just going to be one of those chill. It's just like we'll mostly be looking down the whole time, but we'll try to keep chatting, and anybody that wants to bring anything up in the chat, just do that. And and Matt, if you're around, that'd be very cool, because sometimes those Russian dating bots love to find us. Nice. All right. Yeah, everything seems to be going okay. Yeah, so I think we'll have, because all we're gonna in this first round of what we're going to be playing, I think it's just going to be basically 2 units and a couple of characters. So I'm going to try to do a spellcaster and a captain, and I think Chris is thinking similar. So because I want to be able to try out at least level 1 magic and see how that goes, and that guy might just disappear for the second round. But it just the things that I'm thinking of, and we won't be able to, it's going to be later games where we'll get to cavalry and things. That's a little bit more advanced. So we'll develop the kingdoms and then add units for each round that we play. So should be good. Yeah, that's right. Miguel is always clicking those links, trying to find. All of your waifus have these weird Russian accents, though. That's the only problem. Oh yeah, Matt. If you're busy though, don't worry about it, because the timing might not be good. But so it should be just a nice. Yes, very wild. Yeah, it's going to be really sad how hard they're gonna, and that's, I mean, once somebody figures out how to put together like I don't think any of the AI art generators have scraped porn yet, but all you have to do is get one of those data sets to scrape online porn, and then just give it an OnlyFans account, and then just hook a chat bot to it, and then it's gonna get ugly, because you could just like text prompt in a chat. I don't know if OnlyFans has chat, but if there's some way to enter like comments or whatever, so you comment and then the AI generates the art. There we go. We've just changed the world. Oh man. Oh yeah, other stuff. Yeah. So like I said, editing is bumpy because I'll have Premiere open, or it just random times anything that's accessing the GPU just can randomly shut off the video card. So until I get that solved, it's going to be more inconsistent. But I have 3 hours of Blade Runner left, and so I don't know if that's 1 or 2 episodes. I don't know how much we did non-game talk during that last 3 hours. I think we were pretty focused by the end of the that third session. I think we're pretty focused. So we'll see. Oh, nice. AI art with a Getty. I think Getty Images was one of the, they're one of the ones that's suing whichever, I forget which, one of the people that admitted that their data set is, hundreds of millions of scraped images that they didn't get permission for. Yeah, Getty Images was going after, and somebody else. But then I just heard that Adobe now is to improve our AI tools. Can we look at the art that you've uploaded to our cloud? Like they're already talking AI tools, and somebody else, and also like so DeviantArt was saying it's going to use artists that uploaded on DeviantArt for their AI tool. There's been a lot of like really depressing AI art news, just people making really wrong decisions. And hopefully the AI art will always stay in the realm of nobody would have done that. Like hopefully, I mean, this is, bright side, maybe way too glass half full thinking, but hopefully it'll get people to be a little bit sharper and more analytic about how they look at art and how they look at visual materials, because right away, like all this first release, there's so many people that I've heard saying, oh, it looks so amazing, so good, and it's free. I can just generate art for my RPG or whatever completely free. Hopefully it's going to be make people more, what's the word, like distinguishing, what's the word, but be more careful with how they're looking at art and saying this is done by a human, this is obviously done by a computer, because computers are never going to, I mean, they're going to be aping, just like chatbots are going to be aping and copy pasting kind of styles and things, but the decisions that a human makes is going to be discerning. Thank you. Just yeah. People will become more discerning and want human-generated art and not be satisfied. It will look like trash, and it will make it will kind of hurt the kind of reputation or the what things look like to your product or your whatever you're releasing. If you are just going to go the cheap route and license some AI art generator, then or I guess it's not even licensing. It's just, you just pay a fee to submit your text prompts. But I don't know, and I'm getting really tired. People are putting all the and it's still like showing up in my news feed. It's like, well, somebody AI generated Family Guy as an 80s sitcom, but in real life, and the results were totally amazing. Like, when is this going to stop being a thing? What was the Frasier, the Jodorowsky's Frasier, and there's just been like random dumb shit. I just hope we get this out of our system sooner rather than later. We need some discerning viewers. DeviantArt said their AI tool is. You've agreed. We're going to update your user agreement, so you agree to have your stuff taken. That's right, Miguel. Yeah, I think shiny toy syndrome is the problem, and it'll die down. But then people are going to start realizing that, these stupid illustrators and digital artists, they felt threatened. But it's going to hit. I mean, it can hit everything. Technical writing, and there's so much, and even like AI can easily replace like legal aids and the assistance, like you can use for looking up case law and citing things. AI would be much better at that than a poorly paid law school intern. So there's going to be so many people that are going to be affected by this if the research and the money goes into developing it. It's crazy. Yeah, I said, like if AI took all of the human art from the past 100 years or 500 years and all future art, then its only result of could be superior art. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's the thing, though. I mean, I think the human mind will definitely, go beyond what it's done before. And AI is only capable of doing something that's been done. So hopefully people will see that distinction. They'll be more discerning. Thank you, Matt. Oh, yeah, the chat. Yeah, right. That's right. The GPT just passed the Stanford legal exam. Yeah, I mean, lawyers are fucked. You're not going to be able to just, submit paperwork and get your piece of a legal judgment now. There are so many lawyers. That's all they do is sit on top of school districts and corporations and things that they know they can just get paid off, and not even, and cases don't even go to trial. And just collect these fees. That's so much of that is happening. And I mean, I guess it's still going to happen, but there's going to be fewer people benefiting from it. You'll just have a law firm of one a single person and a single lawyer and his AI army will be doing that sort of thing. Yeah, but that totally makes sense. But we still got to do the AI OnlyFans. I think that's the secret to the future. If you can just generate cute little shy photos that requested by your subscribers. The real controversial stuff is not AI, but the chat GPT. Indeed. Oh yeah. Who just dismissed that? Google or somebody? Somebody at Google's like, ugh, whatever. It's not impressive. I'm not impressed. I think was the reaction. I think it was somebody at Google because Google didn't buy it. I think they were. I maybe have that story totally backwards, but I thought I read something that Google is developing their own, and somebody else bought the Chat GPT, and Google's like, oh, it wasn't so good. We don't have any regrets. Yeah, but we're gonna definitely get to a weird place. Well, there's isn't that in the Infinity, the Infinity war game, the miniatures war game? I think they have a part of their lore where human civilization basically turned over their governance to an AI. They basically said, you can understand our history and how things should progress for us the best, and so we defer to you. And I forget what it's called, but I think ultimately it was a certain faction or a certain stage of the backstory of Infinity. There's an AI that ruled human civilization for a while. So I'll hopefully be dead before that happens. The Aleph, thank you. Miguel, thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, but that's a cool kind of site, because usually you get the the robots very quickly. Any AI gets to realize, well, humans are a virus, humans are not important, humans must be exterminated. But I don't think that happened in the Infinity setting, so that's pretty cool. The perfect AI chat. Yeah, we're gonna get alpha dogged by AI from now on. Yeah, that's, I don't know, and a lot of that right now, because I think already Photoshop and some software is starting to incorporate AI on very simple levels. So that stuff is going to slowly creep in, and we're not going to realize that a lot of choices and a lot of weird things that we've been using have already been kind of decided or massaged or manipulated for us. So it sounds very frustrating, but it's just like our food, just like everything else. They're slowly bug protein is going to work its way into our commercial food processing, and AI is going to work its way into every interaction we have with customer service or anything that's not our family and friends. It's brutal. But I like I'm so happy that WotC is leaning on and helping to develop an AI DM, like a dungeon master based on AI, because then we can just work on AI player characters, and we can have adventures that are just generated by chatbots, and we can have AI art that's generated all on there, and we don't have to play this at all. We can just let it process on its own, and just they can have their own little walled garden that nobody's in, but the AI is on this feedback loop. Just it keeps writing adventures for AI players, for AI DMs to run, and it just happens, and we can just watch from a distance. It feeds itself. Yeah, right. AI actual plays. Yeah, now I feel really bad. I wrote a bunch of these speculative fiction stories. Yeah, I as much as I'm starting to hate AI, I used I think it was who's IBM. I think it's IBM Watson voices. I used a lot of the IBM Watson voices, AI text to speech voices to read my that short fiction, and now I'm regretting it. I should have just paid humans to do it, or tried to do some of it myself. But I thought it like seemed to work thematically for these stories, and now I regret that exists. I took money away from a voice actor. All right, well, that is very cold and done. That's right. Matt Mercer's brain downloaded onto Amazon servers to the Alta DM. Oh yes, if this DM so Abyss says, if this DM AI waifu can fulfill all of Miguel's dreams, then I'm all for it. It would be, oh, that's right, a waifu that could actually run games for you. That would be amazing. Just start her with the the basic expert set, and say just keep running them. It's going to be sad, because that a lot of this stuff is just going to prey on people that so the nice thing about the tabletop hobby is it can get kind of introvert and antisocial people to socialize and to be creative and to have an outlet and a peer group, a friend group. And so if you're going to take that away by just having people talk to AI for a monthly subscription, that's fucked up. You should not be doing that. Matt's wrench is glowing. Oh man. Yeah, hopefully most of this is a long way off. Yeah, I can't wait though. That will be good content for, depending on how things shake out. There are going to be people that are just going to go along with the one D&D thing, and then there's going to be the the spies and the people that are in there just to make content and shit on the underdeveloped or pathetic execution that WotC has for a lot of this stuff. That might be pretty good. Oh yes, Miguel, you are spitting facts. you are very based. 80% of men won't notice the difference between real and android. Well, that's gonna be a point we're gonna reach. That's going to be the event horizon, I think, for men in general, where they're just like, yeah, there's a little difference, but it's I don't know if I mind. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I definitely think, you hear I keep going back to OnlyFans, but you hear, because that is kind of like a virtual, for me, I think of that in terms of like a virtual thing. It's just somebody playing a part and kind of fulfilling a girlfriend experience in a weird way, because there's interaction. But you hear stories about like married guys or guys living with girlfriends that are like addicted to OnlyFans and spending like thousands of dollars on OnlyFans because they want this like weird experience that goes beyond, that's kind of that, what is that, that ultra stimulus, that insane simulation of something that, that super salty food or super, surgically enhanced, body or whatever that goes beyond what your brain, your animal brain, can even process. So it's like this super intense thing, like the flavor dust on Doritos. It just blows your taste buds away. But they're craving that, and you don't get that in real life. So yeah, you go to these, you find these outlets and people that take advantage of your loneliness and take advantage of everything. Interesting. So if men cannot tell the difference, then Andrew Tate, oh no, we're bringing up Andrew Tate, cannot be stopped, even from prison. Yeah, what was the, I don't want to get into that whole thing, but what country was that where people were like protesting for Andrew, like release Andrew Tate? Oh, brutal. Yeah, it's funny. But you realize, though, how unsatisfied, and I mean, I think that's the most dangerous thing, and that's the thing that the internet like addresses in really weird, unsatisfying ways. But like men in their 20s, if they don't have direction and purpose and passion for something, shit gets weird, you know? And yeah, it's, you get the, it's not the extraordinary gentleman. What's the, you get like, you know, this whole, you know, what they're terming this, you know, phenomena of incels. I don't think that's anything new. It's just that men are hyper focused on things like that now because they don't have any sort of outlet. Okay, what's happening? I wish Chris was here to stop this crazy thing. All right, guys. Well, I think I'll call it there as we enter the the MGTOW, the MGTOW portion of the podcast. Sorry about that. So anyhow, so keep your drive and your passion and everything focused. Hey, Agent Carolina, how's it going? Oh, Cheetos. There we go. Yes, Cheetos. Yeah, right. Yes, that hyper. Yeah, thanks so much for last week. Yeah, the it's very funny. I think I'm sorry. I'm logging off just as Carolina shows up, but thank you, Agent Carolina. I hope you were lurking this whole time. But yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. So if you missed this, this interaction can continue very soon. So 24 hours we'll be back. And so yeah, about this time tomorrow we'll start the live stream and just continue what we're doing with Oathmark and chat about anything that's interesting. Yeah, we'll go over probably what we're trying to do with Oathmark. But yeah, take it easy, everyone. And yeah, great. Yes, thank you so much. And so we'll be back tomorrow with our nice long live stream, and we can talk about. I really want to get. Yeah, I haven't ever heard Chris's take on Andrew Tate, so that should be fun. All right, guys. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and of course, if you're listening to this as audio on the RSS feed, you're a patron, and thank you so much for supporting us. And appreciate everyone that's supported. And thanks again, Abyss. You have motivated me to set up, get things for the members to be able to access Discord. And so we can keep this rolling. That would be good too. We can just, this can continue on to Discord after the live stream. So take care, everyone. And thanks again, Matt, for wielding that wrench. Nice. Yes, Matt, you have to be there or Abyss will be completely out of control. All right. So we'll do this again next week. And everyone take care. Until then, goodbye.